Our lead story of the day is a couple video clips showing teachers being assaulted by students in Georgia and Texas. But this type of behavior is happening all across the United States, with teachers not just being physically assaulted, but verbally abused as well. As always, support the show by hitting that like and subscribe button, leaving us a short, sweet comment down below. Without further ado, let's see this first clip of a teacher in Georgia being physically assaulted by a student and verbally abused, and she breaks her leg here. We got two clips on this one. Let's go ahead and roll it.
I don't give a fuck if you're an adult or not. You're not gonna talk to me like that, you dumbass bitch.
Oh my God.
You're not gonna talk to me like that.
Kick through the phone.
Bitch, you're not gonna talk to me like that. You're not gonna talk to me like that. You dumbass playing in my face right now. You need to give her a punch.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
Put your hands on me, okay? I swear to God, if you don't get your hands, put your hands on me. Give me hands on me. I'm just so swinging back.
Oh God damn!
That's the first clip. Again, we got a few clips here for you today. We got a different angle of this. And you know what's sad is you see these kids all filming it. They're laughing. They think it's funny. They think it's hilarious. And it just shows you where our society is going. This is the next generation, folks. And like I said, this is not just in one school district. This is happening all across the United States. Again, this teacher breaks her leg here, and we got footage of it. And it's disgusting to see the way these kids are acting. And this happens in school every single day. Not just with teachers getting punched like this or treated like this. There's teachers being stabbed. There was literally a teacher just shot the other day. I mean, this is happening all the time. We talked about in Prince County last year where literally they had like thousands of arrests in one school county, in one district, like in a matter of like a few months. It is crazy with what's going on in our school system. And as an educator, I'm literally appalled with how parents and society are just okay with this stuff happening, or they're just not aware of it. I have no idea. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. But here's a different angle of it.
Oh my fucking God. Oh my 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 fucking God.
So she did break her leg. I mean, you can go and replay it if you would like. Her leg just buckles under, I would imagine, her own weight. I'm not trying to be rude to the teacher. Now, there's a couple things you could have done there to de-escalate the situation. You could have just walked out of the room as an educator. That's probably what I would do, because I've had interactions with students and I never yell. I'm never disrespectful to anybody. And I'll share my own story, and then we'll get into the next clip of another teacher being assaulted in the state of Texas. I was just becoming a teacher. I was substituting in a district in Southern California. And at this school site, there was a pamphlet, a binder that we get that specifically tells substitute teachers that students are not allowed to use laptops. So I'm subbing for this classroom. It's about 8 in the morning, and take roll, and a student grabs a laptop out of the other room. And on the sheet, it says that I'm liable for any damage that could be caused of the laptop. The students can't have them out. You know, I might not be asked back to sub at this district. You know, it's very clear cut, like on the sheet that was literally like taped to the front of the binder. So I asked the student very politely, I said, hey, I apologize for interrupting your work, but unfortunately we're not allowed to use laptops while I'm sitting here subbing for you today. That's all I said, hand the gun. Probably even nicer than how I'm portraying it even now. The student got up into my face, started cussing me out, proceeded to then, and I didn't say anything. I just listened to this guy cuss me out at 8 in the morning. I'm baffled. Picks up a desk and is hovering it over his head, attempting to throw it at me. And I'm sitting in like the chair going, what's going on right now? Why is this guy losing his issue, all of this stuff? And I just looked at him and said, look, man, it's 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm just kindly asking you to put away the laptop. Nothing more, nothing less. Not trying to make your life hard here. I'd appreciate if you put the desk down. Being all calm. And once he saw there wasn't a rise out of me, he put the desk down and actually put the laptop away. But you got to de-escalate situations with students, because these kids they just lose it. They literally just lose it nowadays, as you see here. Now, there's not enough information really to see what kind of led to this, because they're still conducting the investigation. But it says here, the Rockdale County Sheriff's Office told the paper the teacher was injured and is recovering, and the student, reportedly a 9th grader, was detained and taken to a juvenile facility. Mind you, saw all the kids there with their cell phones, taking photos of it, video of it, laughing about it. It's so messed up where we're at as a society. A sheriff's office spokesman, added to the paper that law enforcement is actively investigating this incident. Once there's a decision to charge either party, RSCO will take the proper steps, which is amazing because now the teacher might be liable for what took place, even though it looked, at least from what I saw from the angles, the teacher wasn't the one that threw the punch. Again, the teacher should have walked out of the room, but the kid came back and it looked like threw her phone out of her hand or whatever's going on. Either way, a student is not allowed to just assault a teacher like that. And teachers are not allowed to assault students. It goes both ways here. Rockdale County Public Schools issued the following statement Thursday evening. The paper said, Rockdale County Public Schools is investigating an incident where a student allegedly attacked a teacher during class today. I mean, I don't know about allegedly because literally there's videotape of it at different angles. RSCPs does not tolerate student violence towards any staff members. Students who harm other students or staff will be disciplined according to Student Discipline Code of Conduct and will be appropriately charged by law enforcement. We will adhere to personnel and student privacy laws in this matter. Now, they say that, you guys, but what I've seen is time and time again, teachers are not being backed up by the administration. And some of the time, even the students go scotch-free after assaulting a teacher, and the teacher just ends up resigning or leaving the district altogether and just retiring from their job because they don't want to put up with the shenanigans that's going on in the classroom. I'm telling you guys, if you walked into a classroom today, your head would spin. Seriously. That's why I stay at the site that I stay at, because the school that I work for is absolutely amazing. The kids are amazing. But you go in the public school system, man, it's a whole different environment. It's not worth any sort of money for me to step inside public school as far as I'm aware as of right now in terms of what is going on with stuff like this. Well, in the other clip we have here, police are also investigating an altercation between a Texas teacher and a student caught on video, and the district has placed the teacher on leave. The incident unfolded on Wednesday at Humble High School. Cell phone video showed a teacher grabbing a student and slamming him against the wall before other students surrounded the two. Albert Bolden, the father of the student, the teacher taught English at the school, and that his son was a 10th grader. Quote, you see the students trying to get the teacher off of him, and he's steady yelling, why are you putting your hands on me? Then the teacher slams him on the ground, and the teacher gets on top of him. Quote, I want him arrested, charges filed, he continued. I want his teacher's license revoked. I don't want him to be able to go to any school in any state and be able to teach another kid in the event he may do this again. If I would have him put hands on my baby, I would have been in jail. I mean, there's some truth to that, but let's go ahead and see the clip regardless. This was age restricted. I don't know if it's going to be age restricted on my channel here, but let's go ahead and roll it. I mean, again, I keep repeating myself, but that really is the school system today. I don't really know what happened here in terms of what really took place regarding this interaction between this teacher and the student, because the investigation's still going on. But you see what's taking place in the classroom, and it's not like what you see with police brutality, right? Where it's really is an outlier in terms of police beating the crap out of a black man, a white man, no matter what it is, in terms of the amount of engagement police have with citizens around the United States. When you're looking at schools, this is rampant, you guys. And it's so underreported. It is mind-blowing. I know teachers, again, that have been shot. I know teachers that have been stabbed in like Long Beach, for example. There's teachers that are always abused every single day of work, which is amazing to me that it is a work environment. Yes, it's school, but it is a work environment. And these teachers are verbally abused every single day, and nothing happens to the students. What used to happen was that student is removed out of the classroom and no longer is in that classroom and gets put with all the other kids that want to sit there and verbally abuse teachers and do all these other things. And they get put into a separate room so that the kids that actually want to learn and get a good education get a good education. But since the left has destroyed our education system, this is what we have to deal with. Now, there are teachers that lose their crap on students and have maybe issues and situations like this that should have never happened in the first place. But who knows, maybe this doesn't give a right to do it, but maybe the student is sitting there just berating this guy day in and day out, talking crap, disrespecting him, whatever it may be. and the guy blew his lid because maybe administration won't sit there and remove the kid out of the room or put him, again, in a separate class or just kick him out of the school altogether. I don't know. I'm just speculating here of what might have taken place. It still does not give you a reason to put your hands on somebody's child or a student. But this is where our education system at. And that's a very good representation, I think, of what goes on in schools. If it's not against a teacher and a student, it's against student. And because there's less discipline that's happening to these students of expulsion, holding them back, just removing them, suspending them, actually having harsh consequences, it leads to stuff like this, where basically it's just mayhem in the school. Where literally some schools do this restorative justice where you fight somebody like that. Well, let's talk about it. Nothing happens. You don't get suspended. You don't get expelled. Folks, in the corporate world, if you acted like this, what would happen? If another employee verbally abused you in any way, shape, or form, I'm sorry, but that's a violation, is it not? Is that not against a code of conduct? Isn't that a write-up right there against that employer? But when it happens to students, you guys, it's completely, they're kids. They're teenagers. They don't understand. It's completely let go, you guys. And it's so disrespectful and it's wrong because you are an employee. And as somebody that used to work in the corporate world as a public accountant, it amazes me how much students get away with talking to teachers disrespectfully, because you can't do that in the corporate world. But somehow when we're at another place of business called a school, it's completely let go. And it's kind of like, oh, well, you're a teacher. You're just supposed to deal with it. You're supposed to shrug it off. Their kids. They don't know better. Nothing happens. But I want to know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. I'm an educator myself. I am curious to see what the general public's whole perception is of what you just saw there. I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.